Hey guys, I'm Perry, currently a top 10 player. I think I'm still the rank 1 jungler on the North American leaderboard. We're going to be coaching Bronze Elo, Silver Elo game. Frankie's been here, this is his second session, so we had him back maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago. And we're pretty much going to see what's been going on, what feels wrong, and why we're what pretty much is stopping us from climbing to the next rank. Obviously, Frankie's trying to get gold, silver, whatnot. So, yeah, talk to me. What's going on with your climb here? What
Well,
feels off?
I don't want to blame it on other players, but what I've figured out is if I have bad teammates, which we're all going to be bad from time to time, right?
Yeah,
I press too much,
right.
and then I get in a bad situation. I end up feeding as well. So I think I'm too aggressive because I'm trying to make up for other lanes losing. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
totally makes
So
sense.
I get in bad positions and face check a bush, and the whole team's there, and just I kind of get tilted from there.
Yeah. So this is gonna be a problem that'll be in the game no matter what elo you're in. Even for me, I just played the Doano tournament with Tobias, and I'll say that I had some teammates who obviously it's like only one or two challengers per team. So then the
Yep.
rest are lower ranked players. I felt like I had to do more because, well, obviously I don't feel like I feel like I would lose if I didn't do more. When in reality, doing more actually made me play worse. Um, the
Yeah.
moral of the story there is you need to just play to your limits and play to what's right on your screen with your conditions with what you know, and you can't force things. Forcing things in any game, in any league game, is never gonna be good unless it's a coordinated force. So if you're playing competitive, you're playing 5v5s, play Clash or something, and you're like, guys, we're behind, let's go bot lane and just fight them. Then yeah, it'll probably work. In solo queue, you're not gonna see that happen. So when you're behind, it's still better to not force and let your
Sure.
teammates just, do their thing. If they're rotting and they're dying 10, 20 times, but you keep a good stable game for yourself, you've accomplished two things. One, you've put yourself in a position where you can still carry even though the game is hard, which is the most important thing. But number two, you also gain the most when you leave the game. Why do you gain the most? Well, one, you're training your mental. Two, you're learning how to like carry from behind. And three, you've just played a good game. So what I would say to that is you've actually won the league game even though you lose LP. So it's hard to dissociate that, especially since everyone's goal is to climb, and gain LP. But the moment you actually stop worrying about the LP and you worry only about the improvement process, you will actually climb more than not, really. So
Sure.
my advice to you is again, I remember now last time your gameplay didn't look terrible, right? I think for you right now, mentally, ignore your teammates, focus solely on yourself, and remind yourself that the LP doesn't matter. If you, as you're improving on these concepts, as you're ironing out these, you know, main ideas on how to play the league game and how to play jungle, you will
Hmm.
see natural gains. It makes sense, right? It's
Yeah.
not like you're in a math class and you're like, yeah, man, my goal is to learn. Like you're like second grade, for example. We'll just get example, and you're like, yeah, I want to learn, the quadratic formula, whatever. Like I want to learn that. It's not like it's not like you're gonna instantly just become, that you're not going to instantly know what that is or how to do that or how to achieve that. You're not going to be able to play the game at that level. Same way in League, you can't just say like, yeah, I want to be gold. Let me become gold as a bronze player. No, you have to learn all of the things. And even if you're gold before, like you can like lose skills as well.
For
So
sure.
you're relearning things, you're re-ironing out things, and it's important just as much as in anything else in life in this game. You learn the basic concepts, you iron these out, you don't make mistakes, you will climb. You focus on the climb, everything goes to shit. Your mental's all over the place. There's no consistency. You probably can climb a bit, it won't be consistent.
Right. Yeah, I find there's a lot of pressure in this position,
Right.
the jungle position itself, and a lot
Right.
of self pressure too.
Yes.
Um, I think if I play average or below, we don't have a good chance to win. So that puts a lot of pressure on myself.
Yeah, I would say like that's like I don't think that's true in the first place. I think you can have good games, you can have bad games, and you can have a really bad game and you can still win. I think that just the same way you're saying your laners could have bad games, you can have bad games too. So even
Hmm.
if you don't play average or above average, like you still have the same chance you would to win anyway. Like the big idea is you're actually applying this mental debuff to yourself. Um, no one else is telling you that this is how jungle is supposed to be. I don't think I sent you this before, but I'll send you this video real quick. Um, oh shoot, are you there? Still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I closed my Discord on an accident. Hold on. But here I'll send you this video real quick, and you can watch it after. But pretty much just talking about like the feels bad syndrome. So I'll kind of equate this as the feels bad syndrome. You're right. Jungle is a freaking stressful role. You have to deal with a lot of pressure. But the same way you're trying to get better at the league game itself, mechanics, macro, decision making, getting better at this mental side of things is just as
Hmm.
important. How can you make good
Yep.
macro decisions, micro decisions, or decisions in general if your mental is all over the place? So in my eyes, 80% of the league game is actually about mental. So maybe I would like narrow it down to like 70%, maybe in lower elos. But mental is key to winning games and making good
Mhm.
decisions.
Yep, I agree. Easier said than done,
Easier said than done for sure.
but
I
I
have that
agree.
video. Maybe you can take a look and see how that works. This is something you have to try and work on.
Hmm.
Like literally like work on. Like the same way you try to work on making good decisions, you need to work on this. Okay, every single time you see like here's a few examples, and I'll write these down for you. Is to improve mental, you need to, the same way we talked about triggers before, I think we did, we talk about triggers from your teammates. So if teammates ping me, equal mute. Turn chat off, right? So we're just writing things that will help us with mental. If teammates ping me slash do negative things equal mute, right? If a teammate is inting, mute, right? You don't want to listen to them. Um, when a teammate FFs, they'll instantly say no. Things like this, like, will help you um pretty much have stronger mental. And these are things you'll have to train. And there's more things in the game, like when a teammate pings for my help, ignore them, ignore them, and make my own decision. So you can kind of come into the game thinking about something like this. Like maybe this is your biggest problem when it comes to mental. You always want to help your teammates if they ping you. So coming in and saying, okay, if someone pings me, I'm just going to ignore them. And that being your only focus the entire game will help you in the long run and actually get you more elo than in the short run if you actually try and just help them straight up.
Makes sense.
Cool. All right. Um, definitely easier said than done. I wrote a few notes for you here. Maybe this can help you. But we'll
Yeah,
definitely dive right into the actual game itself. Um, So you said you had a few questions about this game, right?
yeah. On the invade part.
Okay, let's take a look. Okay, okay. Oh wait, is he here? Oh, he was here. I see.
Yeah, he was here.
I
I
see.
saw his Q to start with,
Yeah,
but he flashed out, and there's
yeah, yeah,
nothing I can do here.
yeah. This is fine. So you're
But
what? So yeah, what's the question?
this is where I have the question:
Yeah.
what to do after taking all three camps? Um,
So you look top here. He's full HP. So there's two things to think about. Well, okay. There's a lot to think about. What you do is completely fine. Okay, your decision here is completely fine. You take your topside camps and you recall, and then you're good. What you can think about here is how killable is Yone. Why am I thinking about this? Is because Yone is going to have to crash this next wave. Right? You'll see how he has a big wave stacking up. He's going to have to crash this
mhm.
next wave. Ornn has a good amount of CC. I'm level 3 Belveth. I feel pretty powerful. I could probably kill this Yone. Is it worth it? Maybe. Depends on if Ornn's level 3. Pretty much, it's either you try and kill Yone or you recall. And what you do is fine. You could
Okay.
try and take this topside camps and have Lissandra ward right here, your bot lane ward right here. It's not that hard to get your bot laner to or your mid laner to ward. You can just spam ping ward here. Honestly, if you as long as you learn how to use your pings, your ping wheel, you should be able to communicate to Lissandra to drop a ward. That's also fine. You could just clear the entire topside and then go back down afterwards. But recalling here is okay too.
Okay. Because what I've found is if I show top, then 9 times out of 10 they just take my bot camps,
Right.
and there's no more advantage.
But the advantage is you gank top while Nocturne can't do anything.
Yeah, yeah. If we kill him, right?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, this kill is very likely. Why is it likely? Because Yone is going to be stepping up. And even if you don't kill Yone, what's going to happen is the reason why this gank is so good is because you're going to be holding a freeze. Your Ornn is going to be freezing against the Yone. You're going to get Yone's teleport. You're pretty much going to have a winning lane top lane guaranteed.
Gotcha.
So you're going to play through a lane, through top lane, and pretty much you guys are split mapped, right? You have this side of the quadrants, he has this side of the quadrants, but now you have this lane winning, so this is even and this is even. Like, you guaranteed have top winning. Meanwhile, the guy he needs to farm his camps because you already delayed his sequence on red buff. Plus, if your bot lane
Okay.
is winning or your mid lane is winning, they can always check for you.
Okay. So in this case, since his raptors are respawning at four
Yeah,
o'clock or
yeah,
four, should I go there?
yeah.
Should
You
that
can
be a
do your
point
you
to
can
always
do
go
bot
back there?
camps first and then play for his top side right away.
Okay.
So you see bot fight here. And what I want you to try and look at some more. You're not doing a terrible job. Is I want you to look at the wave itself. Um, but what you do here is fine. You go for the skank. This is pretty good. Um, okay, that's good. You get those kills. This is great. Okay, this recall is fine too. Get your items. You see Yone is pushed up a bit here. We have Ghost as well. Okay, not bad. Everything so far in the early game is good. Okay, let's
Okay.
see. Like, I remember your early games for the most part are pretty good. Okay, for your level of gameplay, I'm not gonna hammer too hard. There's not really much to hammer on. Right, but this was a problem in the past.
Yep,
I
for
remember.
sure.
You see someone in danger, you run. There's two things you can do here. Number one, you can do this. Number two, you can do this. Or this. Or you can actually pull the dragon. Or you can just recall after your Krugs. Probably just do the Krugs. I'm just listing a bunch of options. But probably
Hmm.
just do the Krugs. Sorry. Probably just do the Krugs and recall. Um, no problem. And if Lissandra lives or dies, like, she lives or dies. Like, you're not going to really change the outcome of this position here for her.
Okay.
Plus, when
Yeah,
she used.
that
Go
was
ahead.
my point, was to go help her
Yeah.
if she needed it.
Um, you need to do two things here. Number one, think about your game. You're 201, 46 CS. Think about how good it is for your game to actually help the Lissandra here, kill your tempo, deny your level 6, not pull dragon, not accelerate, not spend your gold. You think about that value. And you also need to think about, is Lissandra going to be useless if she dies here? Probably not. She's still going to be useful
Yeah.
later on. She's not
Yep.
playing like a hard scaling, like, she's not playing a champion that needs this hard snowball. Like, she'll always be useful. But even then, like, I don't even necessarily care about that too much. What I care about is, like, is it actually possible to save this guy? What are you gonna do? Look at how far away you are. In this picture, if Lissandra doesn't have flash or her E or anything, like, she's just dead. And then you're gonna be walking here when she dies, and you get absolutely nothing because
Yep.
Lissandra will be dead.
That's
Can
what I
you
was looking
actually help her? Look at her conditions.
at. No.
Yeah, you can't do anything for her. So, as a general rule, do not waste time helping your teammates. I'm gonna write this down for you. So the way I look at it is I believe, let me take a look at our previous notes, but I believe I gave you a good amount of rules to think about in the past.
You did. Yep.
So that's the same thing. That the reason why I try to apply these rules is because for a bronze player, bronze, silver, at gold, how in the lower ranks, even towards platinum, it's easier to play the game when you have rules, when you have structure behind the game, when you have, like, you should not do this, you should not do this. We're gonna apply that again, and we're gonna try and, like, I'll bring from the other rules before, but pretty much do not use your tempo to help your teammates. Play selfishly. So what I mean is, like, if this kill is, or if you can make it here and this is gonna help you do something, help you, your own game, then do it. Maybe even if you, maybe if Lissandra dies, you'll eat midwave. And then in your head, okay, I wanna eat this midwave. Sure, Syndra's dead. You can push this midwave in. Maybe Syndra will lose it, and you get gold for yourself. Okay, fair argument, right? But in reality, like, this guy is not your problem. This is what you want. You want to clear this, and then either recall or go pull the dragon or go gank balling.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to value your own game. So you're playing a very, very selfish champion. You need to value your own game.
Yeah, for sure. If I fall behind in CS on Belveth, the
Yeah,
game is very hard.
the game is super hard, 100%. So look here, 6:30. You should be at Krugs at around 6:36. You take like 6 seconds, 7 seconds to get down there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
6:36. You should be on Krugs. Look at what you've been doing. Right?
Yeah,
6:36. We should be on Krugs. We should be done with Krugs. That's around 6:50. Now look at us.
a whole minute later.
Whole minute later, we actually lost a whole minute worth of time to the abyss. So even if you fucked up here, happens. Mistakes happen, very reasonable. Still, go to your Krugs. So it's actually better. It's okay to fuck up and ruin tempo. It's worse to make it. It's worse to continue fucking it and double downing. Go take your Krugs.
Yeah, yeah.
Go do the correct play.
But in this case, I saw he was level 4. Um,
Let's see. Yeah.
so my thought was to go chase him and kill him. But I think that's kind of contrary to what we've been talking about, though. Don't chase kills, right?
Oh, 100% don't chase kills. But
Yeah,
here, like,
that's what I
if
was
it,
doing right here.
yeah, yeah, it's not gonna look pretty free. You're just wasting a lot of time. If you do want to apply pressure, also there's a you walk over a ward here. Every bush you go through, just keep this in the back of your head. Every bush you walk through, please check for pink wards.
Yeah, I should have been scanning through there.
Yeah, so they know exactly you're coming here. And plus you want to ping it as well. Like even if you well, obviously you want to kill, but this is worth gold. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Also just pinging it like so someone else can clear it later is pretty important. But if you do want to play an aggressive line, an invade line here, don't invade him on the bot side. Invade him up here. At least it's just red buff. You know for a fact it's coming up.
Yep, that's a good point.
Okay. But to simplify our game again, just clear your own camps. Don't stress about invades. Don't stress about attacking them. Play your game. What's good for you. So this is the primary question we're going to be asking. What's good for my own game? Don't think about anyone else. And then obviously stop playing for kills. Kills come when you make a good decision. Pretty much, you will get kills by being in good positions, by making good decisions, by playing on camps, by doing all this. Pretty much, if you did what I want you to do this game, which is go to Krugs. After you go to Krugs, you'd go to Dragon. After you do Dragon, you'd get the bot crab. After you do the bot crab, you'd recall, go to Herald, or maybe you'll kill them while they fight you on Dragon. But surprise, you're level 6, while Knocker's level 4 or 5. You're so much stronger. You have Noon Quiver, etc.
Yep.
You will get kills by making good decisions for your own game. So don't stress about trying to find kills. Now this guy is on the wrong side of the map here. Yeah, we could have got this kill here if we E right now. Oh, you were silenced. Never mind. Don't worry about that. You were trying to E, I saw. So MF dies. Yone died though. Okay. We take a B. We want to run to Herald. Okay. So we don't see any of them. We don't see Nocturne, or own recalling, or the Saunders balling. What happens if Nocturne comes to check this Herald?
If he's by himself, I think I'm okay. But if I find that I do this a lot, I go straight to Herald, and they obviously have better position, right? Cinder's all pushed up. I've got 2 guys in base. So is this really a good player? And I know it works out, but is it? Did I just farm my camps in this case?
Yeah. You shouldn't be able to, you shouldn't be allowed to do this. If I'm the enemy jungler, well, obviously, like this is much greater elo gap. But if I'm the enemy jungler, even in this elo, and I know there's a Bel'Veth, I'm at least dropping like a ward, or I'm at least trying to like tell my teammates, like, please don't give them the Herald. I want the Herald, right? Because Bel'Veth with Herald is like a mini objective itself.
Yep.
So when they're top and mid have prio, and your mid laner is literally in the ball lane, and this guy's in base, this feels very illegal to me. Right? Even
But
Syndra's missing right here. Yone is also missing here. Yone
yep.
goes back, but like I'm terrified of the Syndra here. Where is she?
The other question I have here, instead of going to um, rifts, should I go protect the mid tower?
No, you do not need to protect this mid tower. Wait, let me see. Actually, wait, it's two waves. Oh wait. Um. Actually, oh dude. Okay. No. Like, yes, but I wouldn't worry about that too much. You should,
Okay.
but honestly, like, what's more concerning is like this is your response to not doing this. Um, the the two options you have here are do your Gromp Wolves or
Mm-hmm.
eat the mid wave. It's never pull Herald.
Okay.
So these are the conditions to pulling Herald. I'll explain them real quick. When to pull Herald. If you have your laners okay conditions, HP, ults, mana, sums, your laners must be in the lane. One of your laners have priority. So these are like the generalized conditions you want to really
Mm-hmm.
have. And then this one you can kind of skip sometimes, but it's like you want to not break this rule. You want to do your best to not break that. Okay,
I think
so
the reason I normally go to rift first, one, it's so powerful in Belveth, but it seems to me that most people I play against don't prioritize the rift. It's pretty
right,
rare that anybody comes.
right, but you see the problem with this is you play like this. Let's say you build this habit of doing Rift over and over and over again like this, like and eventually things start clicking. You start climbing. You end up being in
Mm-hmm.
gold elo, silver, gold, maybe even platinum one day, and then you keep doing this over and over. You're just going to lose games.
I'm gonna get punished, right?
You're gonna punish
Okay.
way harder than you ever would in this elo. So it's like, yeah, it can work, but it's like one, it's not even a good play in the first place. It's not even like I could argue that like, hey, you should invade level one every game to like quote unquote cheese, quote unquote make it a good play. Like it's not even good. And two, like it's just going to build a bad habit for you, but build a bad pattern.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so I think I talked about this before, but you see how look how you E right here.
Mm-hmm.
This eye is open. The eye will open soon. You just book the eye here. The eye spawns in every like 5 seconds or something. Like yeah, I think it's 5 seconds. So you just
Like
book the
every
eye
10
there. So it's
seconds,
about
right?
to spawn again. It spawns, and you use your E. Use a 20-second cooldown. You saw firsthand what happens when you don't, or when you do use spells too early on,
Yeah, I
or
don't have them for the fight.
yeah, when you use spells on the objectives, you don't have it for the fight exactly.
Yeah, if I'd have had it, I think that'd have been different.
Yeah. So make sure. Even if actually, do you use it when it's full HP as well? No, see, you hold it the whole time. You actually held it the whole time. So that play is gonna hurt for sure. This is good. You see bot lane fighting, you can go to the bot fight, get a kill. This is good. So you've ignored this crab again. this crab is actually really really important for you to get though. The reason why is like first crab is not worth anything, but these crabs are now worth like I would say like one camp and a half ish, but it's just like a seventh camp. It's like really important to contest if it's on your side. You should just always go for this camp right here. This crab. Okay. So this is the second time you've ganked top lane. Um, third time? No, second time. And the thing that I'm concerned about is you're ganking top lane Ornn. Wait, actually, you ganked it back here too. Oh yeah, you killed him back here. That's right. So you've ganked top multiple times here. The reason what
Yes.
I don't like about this is you're playing to your Ornn, number one, and number two is you have a winning mid and bot. So why would we play to Ornn?
Do I have to be honest?
Yeah, what's
Because
up?
he was pinging the shit out of me.
Yeah, fair enough.
That, that's
Um,
that's the only reason.
yeah. So trying to be more conscious of your own um um decision but like I guess like the best thing to understand is like try to be aware that like you need to be at the front of this like the you need to be the front of the steering wheel. Like it's like you're driving the ship, you're driving the car, whatever you want to think
Hmm.
about, however you want to think about it, whatever analogy you want to use. Like you're in charge, and the moment you let your teammates start being in charge, like the Ornn is telling you what's good for his lane. That's great. You tell the team what's good for everyone. You have to have the bigger eyes. You have to have the bigger you have the decision making power, so you have to decide like what's good for everything. If you really think about it, like playing for the Ornn is not worth more than playing for the MF, Blitz, or the Sandra.
Right.
So trying to just keep a level head about all these situations is one of the best things you can do. Because I do not like the fact that I saw you top lane like 2 3 times. Well, we miss out on spending some gold here. We have 450 gold and we can buy a longsword.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Or we can buy even like defensive stats are good. Like
Hmm.
this game, just like buying a cloth armor is fine.
So a question right there, right before Dragon.
Yeah.
I dropped the Rift mid, and I kind of expected them to stay with it, but they came down with me, so I think it was kind of wasted.
Yeah, you should either stay with the Rift Tail yourself or not use it at all.
Okay.
Okay. Again, you could have spot on the longsword or ruby crystal. You walked out of base with another 400 gold.
Hmm. Yeah, I see that now.
Okay. I think for the most part, this game is pretty. Oh shit. Uh,
Yeah, I got annihilated here.
yeah. So pretty much, I'll summarize this game into like 3 things. Or I'll just give you like the big, easiest summary I can give you. You're making good
Okay.
decisions for the most part. Nothing terrible. Nothing too game losing. But you are helping your team. You're helping your teammates too much. And you're helping the wrong teammates. So what I mean by that is like you as a jungler, even though you want to play for yourself, you still want to help teammates. You're playing for the wrong teammates because this guy's pinging you and whatnot.
Yep.
So
Gotcha.
you need to make the right decisions with the right teammates, or your decisions which are good with the right teammates. And the last thing is you need to be a way more what did I say like mm, I would say slow. You need to calm like the game. I think you feel rushed, and I think like this is a clear sign of you feeling rushed to try and, oh, I see a target, I want to go kill this guy. Even that herald, it feels like you're very rushed pulling that herald, like you want it right away. The more rushed you are, the worse decisions you'll make. So you're actually impacting the point one and two, which is you're making decent decisions and you're playing with the wrong teammates. What's really affecting that is you're feeling rushed and it's like a little bit of impatience. I feel like you're a bit impatient.
Okay.
Um, so taking a step back, and again, like the way I summarize this is like don't force things, but taking a step back and understanding how you feel. You told me at the start that you feel like the way I phrase it is you're on a ticking time bomb. It feels like you think that way as well. I'm not sure. You can let me know. Like, do you feel like you're on a ticking time bomb this game?
Yeah, I feel that
Pressure.
I have to do things for us to win.
Yeah.
I have to be aggressive.
Right.
Sure.
So you need to try and detach that from every single game. Some games that may be true. I think very few games that's true in the first place, but some games
Okay.
that may be true. Let me explain to you why I don't think it's true at all. So, okay, it's kind of like a trick. It's kind of silly, but you feel this way. Everyone feels that way. Guess what happens when you have that one player who doesn't feel that way? They'll capitalize on all of it because you're going to be playing into, what is it, like, not not chaos. You're going to be playing into created chaos. You're gonna be have a plan. You're gonna know what you're doing. Meanwhile, everyone else is feeling forced to do things. They feel pressured. They feel like the game is gonna be over. Oh my gosh! And they're gonna be killing themselves into you. They're gonna be playing for the wrong. They're gonna making bad decisions. But if you make the good decisions, if you are level-headed, you are intelligent with the game. You plan things. Well, guess what? All nine other players who are trying to force things because they feel the same way you do are just going to play worse than you.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel like sometimes I react to a situation without really thinking about it.
Yeah, a lot of people do, and that's for the most part a normal response. But that's why it's even better for you to break out of that. The moment
Yep.
you break out of that and you play patiently, you play defensively, you play calculated. It's calculated chaos. You calculate what's going on, you will actually play better than everyone else in the game. And you feel this way, I promise you, almost every single person in your lobby, for the most part, will feel the exact same way you do. So you're going to actually take one step ahead of those guys and remove that feeling from yourself and try to capitalize on them feeling that way. For sure, in
Okay.
this game, they feel so pressured. They're like, man, the score's 21-10. Like, we're down 2 dragons. We lost a mid inhib. Like, ah, shit, we're gonna lose the game. So, guess what happens when they see Belveth in our jungle? Oh, I'm gonna send it. I don't even care if I die. I'm just gonna send it. You see what I'm saying? Like they're going to force really, 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 really hard on you. So if
Hmm.
you're smart about this and you actually realize that they're going to force on you, you could play this fight a whole lot slower. What I mean by that is you can, one, save your Qs here. Don't use your Qs. Two, path even cautiously. Like be a little careful here. Like ping your Lissandra and you can actually play a 2v4 here. It's
Yeah.
possible. But the most important thing if you want to play these sequences is you need to play way more defensively. See how here you're initiating the fight. Right here, what I would be doing is I'll be disengaging from the fight. I'll be running away, and then they're going to come into you, and they're going to be really forced. And now you have a potential turn with Lissandra. Your teammate's obviously not here, but you could maybe fight with Lissandra at the very least.
Yep.
But right now, you see how you're playing really aggressive. They're the ones who want to be playing aggressive.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
At the same time, now this is an easy rule to follow, but it's a simple rule to follow. At the same time, there will be times where you do actually want to play and accelerate and be aggressive. You can't actually learn when those timers are at any elo if you have the problem of already playing too aggressive. You won't know when it is the right or the wrong time. So for an example, we have players like Graves mains, for example, who like to invade a lot, Graves in Italy. They learn when it's right and when it's wrong by
Hmm.
playing defensively and aggressively depending on the situation. They're not just always aggressive. They play into what's right and what's wrong. In order for you to learn that, you need to learn what it's like to be defensive first
Sure.
when it comes to decision making. Then you can have a more stable game, and then at some point, Again, if I were to draw this, it's like this is aggressive, this is defensive. Right now, you've actually ended in the middle. Right now, you've actually ended up being over here when it comes to aggro, and then here when it comes to defensive. You want to be obviously everyone wants to be in the middle, and then depending on your champion, you want to be ending up like here or here, depending on the champion. But the big thing is right now you're way over here, and you want to bring it way back because being in this side of the area is actually going to be easier to play and easier to learn how to be aggressive. If you're
Okay.
too aggressive, it makes the game harder. The more defensive you are, the easier it is. A trading thing I did for myself to understand this rule of playing defensive, playing calm, like not worrying about the win or loss, is I actually played multiple games of Trundle, first pick, blind Trundle, and I just told myself, I don't care if I win, I don't care if I lose, I'm going to full clear on Trundle. Every single sequence, I'm just going to full clear. If I win or I lose, it doesn't matter. I actually won more games than I lost. It's a fun story. Like, I actually won more games. Like what I did was like I played Trundle as if you'd play Belbeth. Like I full cleared,
Yeah.
whatever my full clear was, and then I recall and then I insta full clear again. Like I played it like Karthus essentially. And
Yeah.
I actually learned that hey, like doesn't matter how bad or good the early game or how pressured everyone feels. Like the game itself just should feel not as pressuring, not as hard. And doing something or telling myself like I'm probably going to lose this game or win this game, but it doesn't matter, actually felt so relaxing because what I was working on is I was working on my discipline and my mental and whatnot. So you need to understand that when you're learning, the win, the loss doesn't matter, and you're just trying to practice things. So practicing things actually helps you win more, and understanding how important mental is will also help you win more.
Gotcha.
The moral of the story for the Toronto thing, though, is every single game is winnable, no matter how fucked up things are. Like, no matter how fucked up the games are, like, every single game is winnable. If I can win playing full clear Trundle, I didn't even go team it. I punished myself. I didn't even go team it. And then if I didn't get Trundle, I play Sejuani. I just play like some of the most fucked up champions in solo queue. And like what I learned is just like every single game is winnable. Just make the best decisions for myself. Don't int my own game. All those Trundle games and Sejuani games, like I had like maybe one or two deaths because I wasn't forcing shit. And honestly, even for myself right now, I probably need to revisit that practice because my mental's in a bad state. Like I'm dying too much, etc., etc. It's important to understand how that works. And because you mentioned how mental is kind of affecting you from the start of the session, this is probably going to be one of your biggest weaknesses right now.
Yep.
Um, and other than that, um, pretty much you have a lot of micro things you would want to work on. Like pretty much all these are like relatively micro things. You have like one big macro play that I remember from this game, like really big one, which is like again I think it's a mental thing. You ran to your Lissandra when she was like really low HP. You just like
Yep.
dropped everything that was good for you. I think it's still a mental thing. The rest is just like micro things. Like your spell usage, not checking for wards. Um, Most of the time it's just spell usage, your positioning, and I guess I could add how whenever you're fighting, you stand still and auto, which is like not inherently a bad thing, but it's something you do want to learn. I wouldn't worry about it too much, but you see how this entire time you're standing still and autoing, like so is
Yep.
Tristana. I don't know. It's a lower elo thing. Like I don't judge. I don't hate it. But eventually you do want to learn how to auto attack and move, auto attack and move, auto attack and move. So again, I could bring up this example over here where you see how at some point you just auto this guy and you stand still. Um, Even the Soraka, you're autoing and standing still. You want to be moving as you're autoing at all times. So you do not a bad job here, but essentially at the start of the fight, if you look again, you just fucking stood still and auto this guy without moving.
Gotcha. Okay.
But again, so micro things are things for you to worry about in the long run. The most important thing for you to worry about is your mental. Your mental is gonna punish you forever. The macro side of things, it's just your tempo. Your tempo is getting ruined, but I think that ties into your mental.
Hmm.
I think that's the biggest weakness right now, the biggest thing stopping you. So, let me write that down. Biggest weakness Mental. Our mental is making our macro worse. Mental is making our macro worse. Focus on yourself. Ignore your teammates. If they win slash lose slash ping you, doesn't matter. You get the idea. We talked about mental like the entire time, essentially, but
Yep.
uh,
Yep.
you get the idea.
Seems to be the biggest thing. Yep. No,
Uh,
I agree.
and then other than that, it would be like play patiently, force less. You are not under pressure of losing. When you think like that, you lose more. It's the truth. When you feel like you're going to lose coming into the game, you will lose more. You need to kind of cope and convince yourself, even if you feel like the game is lost or hard to win, that you can always win.
Hmm.
And then the way to win is again by not forcing things.
Yeah. Now, there's been several games where they just make a mistake, and because we weren't forcing, we were in a good position and
Yeah, because guess what? They
counter.
feel like they need to force things to win and get
Yeah.
back into the game.
Yeah.
So
No, that's a good point.
that's why I try to explain that like this is a really important thing to do to kind of unironically cheese wins and beat people because it's not like you're doing anything insane. It's not like you're fucking making a 1v9 like you're going up 3-4 levels, but you're playing off human mistakes. Like they're human, they're gonna make mistakes, and what you're trying to do is you're just trying to not make those same mistakes.
Yep.
Eventually, when you're at a point where you're not making those mistakes, that's when I can actually teach you how to hard gap the enemy jungler, how to hard get a massive advantage. Um, but that's the first step for you to not make those tempo mistakes, to not ruin your own game, and to not force too hard.
Gotcha. Okay. That's something I can really work on then.
Yeah, I think it's one of your biggest weaknesses right now. Because
Okay.
for a bronze player, I think overall you have what it takes to easily not be bronze.
Well, I was almost silver today, and
All right.
the game decided it didn't want me to be silver. So
Well,
that's the way it always seems to me, at least.
yeah.
I know
I mean
it's a
that's
cop
maybe,
out,
maybe
but
how it feels sometimes, but
I think that's part of my mental.
yeah, it
I think
is. To
I was
think,
10 points away from silver and lost 2 games in a row now, which
yeah.
is not much, but it does kind of stack on you a little bit.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it for sure sucks. It like hurts, but like again, like trying to dissociate yourself from your LP and your rank and
Hmm.
whatnot is like it's important. I say like I've met most of my friends actually when they first try to get challenger or when they get challenger for a second time, when they're one game away from challenger, they actually just like have the worst game of their lives. Like
Yeah.
it's like it's not a league is giving you bad teammates. It's like your mental is so fucked. Like it's like you're so high dopamine, so high adrenaline. Like everything is just like and then like you just play worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
That's a good
yeah,
point.
the other thing here is like yeah, like you're walking like, again. Your teammates are in base and you're just walking through jungle. No, not a care in the world. And then when they actually come fight you, instead of trying to leave, like you can leave this way. Q, or like you can stride breaker or you don't have stride breaker. You could just Q away, ghost away, whatever to live. You actually just like decide to fight them straight up. You're like, well, I guess you would go the wrong way. You're so now you need
Yeah,
to
I
fight
went the wrong
Tristana,
way.
but like the idea is like you need to run like right away. Like even here like autoing this guy at all. Like you just like the moment you see this, you just run. Why do you run? You're alone. One, two, three, four people not with you. You're playing the game.
Yeah,
You're playing the mid game by yourself. But all the early game, you're for the most part of the early game, you're trying to help your teammates. But now that you've helped your teammates, you spend so much time with them. Like, let's say you played selfishly this game, maybe you could actually two v like 1v3 them here, 1v2,
hmm,
and then 1v3. But because of what you do in the early game, it's not possible. Not saying either of these are good, but that's why you're not that strong here.
yep.
So dying here is pretty stupid. It's pretty sad. Just playing with patience, not forcing, waiting for your teammates. What's that guy doing? Did we get Baron? Oh, we got Baron here. Oh, you even have Baron when you're doing this.
Yes.
Ha. Yeah, it's a bit worse than you die here because you're playing Bel'Veth with Baron. Like even if they get this dragon, it's like they're like they just lose the game after. You break these turrets. You'll be playing Bel'Veth with Baron buff. How do they play? You know, how do they play into your Bel'Veth passive?
Yeah, normally I go top after taking a Baron.
Yeah,
So I get my little Voidlings.
yeah. You can just go top on here. You can break the top turret.
Yeah, I think
Pretty much
this case
like
I
it
just
doesn't matter if they get this dragon. I know you're running at this dragon because you want to stop them from taking it, but like it doesn't matter if they get this dragon.
yep.
Again, we're just like it's probably like not the end of the world. Like you probably kill this guy and he flashes. Like if you ghosted and if you're auto attacking while moving, like let me look all the way back here. If you ghosted at the start, auto attacked while moving there, you would have actually killed her. What I mean by that is like look here, autoing, standing still, standing still, standing still, standing still. All of these
Yeah, she's
autos, you
too
should be
far.
creeping forward a little bit, and you would actually be like barely in range to kill her with your E if she flashed.
Hmm.
Like barely in range. You get like one or two more ticks with smite, you'd kill her for sure. The main idea again is like why are we doing this though? Like what's actually what did we gain by playing by ourselves here? Like the moment I see this Nocturne at this point, I'm actually like not as inclined to go far forward. I will queue in, I will get this guy's flash, and then I'll back out. So I'll do exactly what you did because obviously this guy's griefing. And then once she flashes, I'm like either running to my teammates or I'm just running away. I don't really want to keep going forward.
Okay.
So you pretty much like the three deaths you've had and you lose your GA here are because you're just playing by yourself. In the mid game, you need to stop playing by yourself.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize that till just this video.
Yeah, I mean, the moment you have one actual team fight, the game looks so much easier.
Yep.
All right, do you have the other
Yeah. Do you want
um
to go through that?
yeah, we can take a look because this game is pretty
Okay.
much over.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll take a quick look at the early game and then we'll talk about the ganks, the ganking stuff.
Yeah. So this game I just full cleared all three quadrants. Um,
Who has that kill? Valen has the kill? No, who has the kill? Yeah, Valen. Okay. You love ganking top.
yeah. I think this is the only time I go up there because he's just that slow and he was just unkillable.
So you have bot camps up. You have dragon up. You have potential invade. You have bot line winning, and you go top lane.
Yep. And that was certainly a mistake, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is where you lose. You have these two camps up. You have bot lane to gank. You have dragon to play for. You have bot camps to invade. Um, you don't know Kasande's sums. Also, if you hold tab, you can see you have Ghost. He will never die if he has Ghost here, if unless
Okay.
he's like 20% HP. Even if he's at 20% HP, he will never die. It's so hard for you to kill Kasante. So just leave him isolated. Go pack the ball lane. A lot of these games, or a lot of these games in general, ball lane is going to be a better place to fight than top lane.
Mm-hmm.
So you're spending way too much time going top. For the most part, everything is like fine. Like I wouldn't even stress too hard about a game like this, and the reason why, like here's why I'd be stressed. Your teammates are okay. So first thing is the reason why the game is already so awkward is from this top play, makes things really
Yep.
bad. The next thing is you heralded bots, but for what? Like what was the point of this herald here? No teammates are
Uh,
here. Like you can't like I guess you see your top lane, but like it's not like you can break this through by yourself.
I want to say it was getting ready to expire, so I kind of had to.
Oh yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, it is. You're right. You're right. Okay. Yeah, no, you're right. Okay. Yeah, so you can drop Herald there, but again, like you actually wouldn't be pressured to drop Herald like this by yourself if you
Yep.
had not done this top gank. So
Yep.
that top gank got so
Absolutely.
many problems. But afterwards, like I think this is where your mental comes in. You're like, oh my god, like I've been farming all game. Like, what do I do? Like, oh, let me do something. Let me do something for the map right now. Let me go invade. Oh, I see what you did. Let me fight him because I need to do something. But again, you just make things worse.
Yeah.
Your early game was fine. Everything is fine. Like, very standard build. I think the only thing I wasn't fine was that top gank, and then
Yep.
also this it's actually bad too. Right here was bad too. Let me pull it up for you. This was bad too. Why are we fighting mid here? Go recall. Go spend your gold. Right
Yep.
here. You're done with your clear. You have Kraken Slayer. Go recall. Spend your gold. Run straight to ball lane.
Good point.
You have item. Okay, now you can fight anything. And you have strong ball lane. Okay, good. I want to fight anything, and my ball lane wants to push. And um, I mean, you have Herald, so you can break the entire bot.
Mm-hmm. Nope. I like that.
So again, like this is kind of just mental because, like, I'm not sure. Let's see if Set pinged you to come.
Oh, he did. He
Yeah.
he beat the shit out of me this game.
This timer he didn't ping you actually. You make the decision yourself to go.
Yeah, he ended up like 0-7 and something.
Yeah. But he was actually doing fine. Like he's not even insane right now. Right? Yeah, like so sometimes actually impacting these lanes actually makes things worse. But again, you make the decision come top here. Like that's on you. That this is actually on you this time. But like the way
Yep.
to understand is like, when you have a winning lane, keep winning with that lane. Like you'd rather win harder with that guy than try and help your losing teammates or your neutral teammates. Win
Mm-hmm.
hard with your winning teammates, and also do what's best for you. These two
Yep.
camps.
Yep. 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 It's so easy after the fact.
Yeah, when you think about it, it's actually like these rules make the game should make the game feel a lot easier. I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I'll try them out. I'll certainly start using them.
Yeah. I think mental is the key. I think you need to make more decisions for yourself. You need to be the active pilot. The big thing is, whenever you kind of convince yourself that your teammates got you to make a play, you actually learn nothing. It might be true, but like it's actually like an excuse because then what did you gain? What did you learn?
Yep.
Did you improve? You gain nothing because then it's your teammate's mistake, not yours. So it's a normal thing to do, but it actually halts your improvement when you listen to your teammates because, well, obviously you can only blame your teammates.
Hmm.
But what I wouldn't put blame anywhere, and I wouldn't even blame myself. But what I would do is to improve myself. What I would say is, okay, for myself, I need to not listen to my teammates. That's what I'm going to work on. And if I mess up, then at least I remember, okay, I might have made the wrong decision because my teammate's an idiot, but I listened to them, so I'm also not.
Yeah.
I also fucked up. So,
Yep.
all right, man. I'll send you these notes. And then also from the last session, let me bring up any of these from before. Pretty much all the rules from the last thing are really, really important. Um, Pretty much like maybe after our next session, I'll compile all of these together to see. Maybe if
Okay.
you want, you can compile them as well. But like essentially, like all those other things we were before are just as important as this, but this should take priority. Mental should take priority. Um,
Hmm.
and then the
Okay.
last minute thing I'm gonna add real quick is just you need to be holding tab more. You're not really getting any information from holding tab. Tab is like whenever you have downtime, always hold tab.
Okay.
All right, you have any questions?
Well, sir, I appreciate it. That was a good review.
Awesome, man.
Learned a
All
lot
right,
today.
cool. You can take
Thanks,
it.
Perry.
Yeah, feel free to take a look at that feels bad syndrome video. I feel like it could help you kind of understand
Okay.
where you're coming from.
Will do.
But yeah, otherwise I'll see you around.
All right. Have a good Christmas.
You too, man.
Bye
Happy
bye.
holidays. See you. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that game and low elo bronze silver coaching. Um, Mental is so important, guys, and you need to understand that mental is central to kind of climbing. If you have bad mental, uh, it's going to be hard to climb. Some people are really good and they just permanently blame their teammates, but most of the time it actually doesn't work. It actually doesn't help. For the most part, like this applies to every single elo. So take what you want from this review. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. It helps a bunch. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this session. Bye bye.